So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to today's video. We're going to be going over some actual gameplay updates that are going to be coming to the new update. Well, I initially put out the video yesterday. This wasn't out because, you know, I'm 5 hours behind everyone else in the UK, so I get things a day later. But we are here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go over what gameplay changes are going to be made. And then I've got another video at some point about Ronaldo. I'm going to put a video about it because I don't know, folks. Ronaldo's kind of put himself in a right predicament now. Ridiculous. I don't know what he was thinking. I really don't. And I don't want to do just your basic video. I kind of wanted to let it marinate, so here we are. But anyway, let's dive into this. We're going to go over the very simple gameplay tweaks. I'm trying to tweak my camera as well, make it look a little bit better. I know there's a little bit of fuzz right there with the old green screen, but you know, I don't have the best webcam in the world. But anyway, let's dive into it. So this is what's going to be updated and all that fun stuff with the update that is coming. So this is for the PS5, PS4, Xbox One and all that. I'm not going to worry about the iOS and Android. If you want to check that out, I believe Barry has done one on PES Universe's channel, so go check that out. But we're going to go over this. So first of all, we've got some additional features. We spoke about the Match Pass, of course, which is like the Battle Pass. And that's going to become a very, very big thing. No question for Konami. They're going to be making money off of that. But look, the good thing about the Match Pass is they have to keep giving us content. You know, if people are using their coins buying stuff, they've got to keep it fresh and sexy. We're moving on here with standard player tickets, a new way of player signing. However that works. We've got verse AI matches in challenge events. They still need to work on the AI though, folks. I played the AI the other day, and I'm trying to get back into eFootball because I'm going to, you know, LA on Thursday, so I wanted to at least play the game, right? Because I haven't been playing it enough. But the AI for me, still on Legend, a little bit all over the place. Users can now change teams in authentic team challenge events. We've got event conditions regarding player application for Dream Team Challenge events. There's debut missions for new users of eFootball. There you go. And that's what they're going to try and get. They want to bring in a new audience, right? Changes to the menu layout of missions and more. Honestly, just changes to the menu would be nice. And honestly, folks, I hate the font. Another thing I'm going to have a go at Konami about. Change your font. This font here, all this, looks horrendous. It really does. Moving on. Cursor change option, semi-auto. Interesting. When cursor change set to assisted, the cursor will now automatically switch in a more frequent manner. Changes to the number of registered or registerable substitutes for national teams, and more filter options for standard list player. Actually, the other way around. Standard player list. Right, updates and additions. Let's move that over. So in-game assets and other data carryover process will be conducted and all that stuff. So yeah, that's just sort of whatever. Added 2 stadiums. So they've now got Wembley Stadium and the U-Power Stadium. So there we go. We're already getting more stadiums. Where hey. The following data has also been updated. So they've updated team data, player photos, graphics, and data. Yeah, but how much graphics? We're not talking about... Are we talking about actual in-game graphics? That's another one of my questions. Manager photos and data, kits, stadium graphics, field side advertising boards. You've got media backdrops, stadium staff vests and corner flags, cleats, or they call them football boots. That's American. You know, the first time I came to America and they said, "Do you have any cleats?" Straight over my head. I've absolutely no idea. It was like the first time. This just really quickly. The first time I was playing, you know, I played for the high school team, and they told me, and I think I've told this story, but they told me to go shag the balls. That's right. And in England and most places, shag does not mean what it means in America. Well, in America, it means like go get it, go retrieve the balls. So when they told me to go shag the balls, they all turned around, and there I am in the corner having a little bit of fun. Oh, ridiculous. So yeah, that cracked me up. I have a few stories, like a rubber. Ridiculous. Commentary has been updated. National anthems. cinematics and animations, and in photos. So yeah, this is pretty much all data regarded. You know, they're updating the ad boards and all that fun stuff. Now we're going to move on to the fun stuff, the gameplay fixes and adjustments. All right. So they've implemented enhancements to the response when switching between a normal dribble and a dash dribble. Okay, so maybe implemented enhancements to the response. All right, I'll take any kind of wording of response because that needs to improve. Response time's key. Implemented adjustments so that when switching between a normal dribble and a dash dribble, the directional inputs will now be reflected in a more correct manner. I never use directional buttons, but that's good for those that do. Reduced application of inertia for small angle turns during a dash dribble. Is that how you say it? Inertia? Okay, fair enough. Bit more dribbling involved. Implemented adjustments so that when dribbling past an opponent, it is now less likely for the player to make contact and trip. Fixed the issue where player touches cannot be performed smoothly when doing a sharp touch. They've implemented adjustments so that when performing a kick command right after attempting a large angle turn in dribble, the kick can now be performed more easily. They fixed an issue where stunning passes are difficult to trigger in dribble when opposing players are near, and they've implemented adjustments so that when performing a sombrero straight after a flick, it is now less likely for the ball to hit the player's body. Right, moving on, folks, to some more updates. All right, so we're going to move on to passing. So they've increased the overall speed of low passes. Oh, they're following EA overall speed. I mean, look, this isn't FIFA, so them increasing like the speed of the passing, I'm not really concerned about, because you know, eFootball and FIFA, you compare the dribbling mechanics and all that. In FIFA, it's just sped up. It really is. In fact, the dribbling on FIFA has got so bad over the last few years, and I really feel like it's the hypermotion tech. There's too much tech in that game trying to run on an engine that's not capable, and that's what we get, a mess. They've implemented adjustments for low passes so that the cursor will now switch to a more suitable teammate. All right, that's a good one. More suitable teammates is good. They've implemented adjustments so that a more suitable kicking motion will be triggered when attempting a pass near opposing players. More adjustments for through passes so that passes will now be played towards a position that is easier for the teammate to receive. Okay, that's good. You know, if you're passing it to a player on his right foot, he's going to control it now with a right peg instead of having to do some, you know, hocus pocus move to try and control it on the left. They fixed the issue regarding loose ball situations where kicks and passes cannot be performed even if the player is first to the ball. Well, that all ties in to the kind of responsiveness of the game. You know, I had a moment when I was playing over the weekend. I was 2-0 up at halftime, right? All over this guy. He scores 2 goals straight away in the second half when the script kicked in. I ended up winning 4-2, but it was just... That's the BS. That's the BS that annoys me online. Implemented adjustments so that when playing low passes with manual pass set to level 3, the passing speed is now completely dependent on the power gauge input with no further assistance added. All right, they're even factoring manual passing, which is good to see. Right, shooting. So, I mean, I'd love more ways to shoot in this game. That's one way. That's one thing about FIFA I do love. Such a variety of ways to shoot the ball, and in eFootball, there's not enough. So they've implemented enhancements to players with this player skill, obviously the dipping shot and rising shot, so that attempts of those shots will be more accurate. Okay, fair enough. Implemented adjustments so that when attempting a shot with the ball in mid-air, both a normal shot and a stunning shot attempt will now trigger a dipping trajectory. Lovely. Implemented enhancements to the accuracy of first-time shots off of low passes from diagonally behind, and they've implemented adjustments so that when attempting a shot against an empty goal, the shot on target rate is now higher. Well, that's a relief, isn't it? I remember that. I've had those moments, and I'm sure we have, when there's literally an open goal and the player has somehow managed to miss the target. So they know there's a problem there, and that has been addressed. Right, defending. Now, defending is a big one. I still feel like it's really assisted. And that factors into the whole mobile, essence of play. So they've implemented adjustments so that the cursor will now switch to a more appropriate player in defensive situations. Good. Anything about switching players, always good. Implemented adjustments so that the cursor will switch to a more appropriate player when defending oncoming mid-air balls, such as lofted passes and clearances. They fixed an issue where directional inputs are not thoroughly reflected during a matchup in defensive situations, okay? They fixed the issue where players who perform man marking during a corner kick may not deal with the oncoming ball in an adequate manner. And they fixed the issue where defending players may unnaturally move away from the goal right after the corner kick is taken. As you can see, these are all adjustments and fixes. There's nothing new being added, so it's not a bad thing, you know what I mean? You've got to fix what's wrong with the game before you start adding more stuff. Because honestly, if Konami started adding more things to this game, not fixing the previous problems, that list is just going to keep building. Regarding goalkeepers, they've implemented adjustments so that in the case of penalty kicks, it is now easier for goalkeepers to save swift shots or shots towards the edge of the goal and parry them away from the goal. We need a new penalty system, honestly. I know FIFA's is pretty simple, but, you know, it's better than Konami's, because we have not had a decent penalty system in PES or Efootball or anything like that for donkey's years. Other gameplay enhancements. Right, let's have a look at this. Now, let me actually move this over. It's cutting it off a little bit. So we've implemented adjustments so that the player who makes the run in a 1-2 pass, the forwards, will no longer de-accelerate unnecessarily. They've implemented adjustments so that teammates who make forward runs will now take the offside line and the ball holder's body position into account and adequately decide to de-accelerate or stay put. Well, that's good. That's all about smart AI, isn't it? Figuring out where's the line, where can I run, where do I hold my position. Nothing worse than playing a 1-2 and he's gone. He's gone. Can't catch him. Implemented adjustments to the positioning of players for the team play style out wide so that teammates will not move too far forward and run a greater risk against counter-attacks. All right, well, that's more of like an online-based thing. I don't know how many people use. I actually used out wide when the game first came out. Then I switched to possession, or as Ten Hag would say, possession is a team. Implemented adjustments to the position of players so that players placed in the middle of the park in game plan will be less likely to venture into a wide position. On the same note, players placed on the flanks will be more likely to stay in a wide position. Well, that's good. That's all about positioning. They fixed the issue where players appointed with a deep line role under the individual instructions would wrongly swap positions when defending. See, this is all stuff that I didn't even know happened in the game, but clearly it has been happening, and that really does make the gameplay worse. They've implemented adjustments so that it is now easier for teammates in the midfield to position themselves in an open space. Good stuff. Adjustments that so that fullbacks will now attempt overlapping runs in an adequate frequency in line with the configured team play style, as well as their positioning when they are on the opposite side of the ball. They fixed an issue where shoulder charges from a seamlessly illegal angle, such as diagonally behind, are not called as fouls. Well done. Yes, give us some fouls that are actually fouls. The referees, as we know, have always been complete tripe. And if you don't know what that means, have a Google. Fix the issue regarding throw-ins, where teammates on the other side of the pitch may go across the field and make themselves available for the throw. Yeah, but like taking a throw here, Harry Maguire's over there at the corner flag asking for it. What a Moby. Implemented adjustments so that players will adequately dodge away from teammates and their oncoming shots. That's always good. And finally, implemented adjustments to the behavior of teammates when the cursor is switched to the keeper. All right, so that's a long list. Final one, folks. We still have a few more to go. Right, so they've general fixes applied to mitigate or eliminate the bugs shown below. So yeah, the usual application may crash. In the stadium selection menu, the stadium displayed may not match the configured time and season. When using certain teams in matches, uniforms of similar colors may be selected by default. When restarting the match with a seamless corner kick, the graphics of the kicker and the camera staff may overlap. Direct free kicks and goal kicks that directly end up in the goal of user's own team are deemed as own goals. If the number of remaining subs interval is 0, substitutes cannot be made from the game plan before kickoff at the start of the second half. Well, that's a big one, isn't it? Glad that got fixed. Then we've got some stuff about the Xbox here in friend matches. And yeah, honestly, folks, this is all just general fixes, so they're not really even gameplay. We're not going to worry too much about them. And then at the bottom here, you got your global improvements. Once again, the old famous minor adjustments have been made, and you will have to figure out yourself what exactly has been done. And there we have it, folks. So that's honestly, quite a robust list. I think way more gameplay refinements than we thought there was going to be. There's nothing real new, as I said, that they've added, right? We haven't got like new shots or new passing and new this, that. They're trying to fix the bugs, you know, and let's be honest. Games are a lot bigger now. There's a lot more code that's involved. Generally, most games that come out, there is bugs galore. And eFootball is just, it's in that phase, folks. As I said in my last video, I think next year is going to be the year, right? I think Konami, they're slowly starting to find their feet. They're putting a little bit more content out. There's still not enough, but having the AI tournament, at least that's something for us to play. We know Master League is coming at some point. We know Edit Mode is coming at some point. I think in the long run, eFootball is going to be a cracking game. But how long are we going to have to wait for that to happen, right? Is it going to have to be another year, 2, 3, 4? I don't know. But the facts are, eFootball's here to stay. It's how Konami are building this up. And they're just taking it a completely different direction, right? The free-to-play model is not... It's not silly, you know? It is a very smart move nowadays. Whether we like it or not, folks, we're not business people. It's not my company, right? I don't get any of the revenue that Konami get. Konami know how much they're making. They know they're probably making more now than they've ever made on PES. And as much as we hate it, because we really love PES, I thought PES 21 was going in a great direction. And then they came out with the CGI, and we thought that, you know, and then they had a change, right? Konami had a change at some point and figured, right, we can't do this. And then they went to the free-to-play model. And now, you know, they're starting to find a little bit more of a groove. But still, there's a long way to go. I'll see what I can do when I head over there to LA, and if I can talk to anyone, just sort of pick their brain. Even if I can't say stuff right now, if I know that something good's, you know, in the works, that's good stuff, right? So we'll figure it out. We'll get there, folks. You know, eFootball's all about the community, building it, and Konami know they have to listen to us, because if they don't, in the long run, it's not good. So anyway, till next time, subscribe for more. We will be back with FIFA. I do apologize. I'm going to have to start streaming it. Otherwise, I'll never finish this for the career, to be honest. So I've got to get back to it. But I've had major internet problems lately with my upload speed. It's kind of fixed now, so that's good. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.